You're listening to Jump on the Bat-Wagon, hosted by the Watchtower Database. Visit WDB on YouTube for video essays, timelines, fan theories, and much more from the DC animated universe. And now, please enjoy the show. Just stare at Alora until she leaves.
No one's rustled paper that loud in their lives.
Not even rustling _paper.mp3 in my sound effects library is that loud. Oh, bye. I don't know what you said.
Oh my God. And now she's slamming doors.
No one in the life of time has ever slammed a door so loudly.
Not even door.slam.
Not even door_slam.mp3.
Yeah.
We're so loud.
Totally awake enough to make a podcast.
We're awake and happy. I don't know. We're not unhappy. Oh, well, he turned off his mic so he could move it.
Yeah.
Adjust it.
I'm a caring friend.
Brian likes to adjust his equipment on Zoom in front of me and go to Meet. I'm not explaining what Meet is. Meet. Wow. What a day it is today. Brian, I was going to ask you how, is there like a show, I understand the irony of this question, but
yes.
Is there a show that people are constantly, oh my God, you have to watch Deba Da Deba, and you're like, no, I'll never do that because of how often people tell you to do it? And what show is it? Because you're nodding heavily. You sit there. No,
I've
never watched it. Yeah, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is one of them. That's the first one to come. I'm not necessarily like super opposed to it. It's just one of those like I'm kind of tired of hearing people say it.
Well, and you had expressed in the past, I think, like, oh, it glorifies drugs, something, but it doesn't. People get shot and killed over that shit every episode, so
yay, glory.
Yay. Game of Thrones, maybe.
Oh, Game of Thrones is a big one, although I did watch the final episode with you and Jessica at your house.
You did? I don't remember that. I remember Joe watched the final episode of Battlestar Galactica with me when it happened, a show that he'll never watch.
Yeah, I remember like, oh, look, there's like a blonde chick riding a dragon. And you're like, yeah, that's a big deal. And I was like, okay.
Wow, you never seen a dragon before? I've seen several in my life. This is nothing.
All of them are at Meet.
I was trying to edit out Meet in my brain. Now I can't edit out Meet. Listener, I've mentioned Meet Bingo on the podcast, haven't I? I don't remember. Here, there's Meet Bingo. I go, you win Meet, you play bingo, you win Meet. It's Meet Bingo. That's the concept. That's the thing. And now I'm not explaining Meet.
No, just keep
I'm not
going
to.
Anyway, why did you ask me about shows?
Oh, just because everyone tells me to watch Doctor Who, and I'm never going to do it.
Yeah, I think that would be. I think people. I'm not going to tell you to watch Doctor Who. I think people want you to watch Doctor Who because you could like completely, perfectly transplant Watchtower Database into a new channel and have twice the content. I
mean, it's one of those things where, like, oh, James, he likes Star Trek, he likes Battlestar Galactica, he likes he'll like Doctor Who. I've tried. I can't get into it. It's not my cup of coffee that I'm drinking. See, because I do that. I don't know.
I think you would, and the thing it's like, depending on what season you start watching, you got to be like okay with like a certain amount of like British like hokiness.
Right.
The thing is like kind of like you were trying to say with Joe, like you need to like get through like this episode and then it'll be like excellent. It's one of those shows that like with each subsequent episode that you watch, there gets like one more piggy in the bank. What do we call it? A piggy? Oh, because it's shaped like a pig.
Wow.
Totally awake.
We figured it out.
Yeah, good for me.
Just like good old Doctor Who, every episode he solves a mystery, right? That's what he does.
Well, you just like, you'll get more, like there'll be some like passing thing in an episode And you'd be like, that was just some detail I'm going to forget about. And then another episode comes by and you're like, that is now important.
Thing. Yeah.
And
I
then,
do like that kind of stuff.
So that's why I think people want you to watch Doctor Who, because like after a year of watching Doctor Who, like every 10th second is going to be like, wait, that changes all the shit from this episode. And like,
well, it's on paper. I should like it a lot. And I also am a big fan of like Monty Python and the things like this. And I know that's not the same thing. I'm just saying I like British kookiness, but I don't know, it's just, and I like David Tennant a lot. And
the David Tennant series is really good. Christopher Eccleston is good. I always really liked the Matt Smith one. I've probably said that on the podcast, but people like at large and like, oh, I don't know, he's just like kind of like zany and weird. And I'm like, I like that guy. He was a good Doctor for me.
Well, maybe when I'm as old as you, ha 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 ha.
Oh, you'll never live to be that old.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, we're not talking about Doctor Who. We're talking about Batman Beyond on this podcast. Unfortunately, sorry about that.
We could talk about let's just do a one-off full series of Doctor
Surprise
Who.
Bonus episode. We're going to watch all of the first ever series of Doctor Who, most of which is lost to time or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're reviewing on the Batman Beyond podcast. It was a trick.
God, we got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Oh no. America.
Greetings, babies, and welcome to. I just still have that written in from whenever I said that a while ago.
Good for
This
you.
is episode 162 of Jump on the Bat-Wagon. I'm James from the Watchtower Database YouTube channel, and I'm here to show my good buddy Brian the entire DC animated universe from start to finish for the very first time in the controversial Airdate order. Oh my god, I can't know where the hell did I put here it is.
Do you remember when I sent you that gif of the and I'm Brian?
Oh yeah.
Insert that now.
Okay. So he may view these shows the way human beings experience them in the far gone days of the 1900s.
Yes.
We're getting pretty close to the end of the 1900s now.
That's terrifying.
What's going to say a different thing?
What's going to happen?
We've talked about this many times. I think we say 2000s. That's what we decided, and we're sticking to it. Today we're watching Batman Beyond episode The Winning Edge. And your prediction before this,
cards.
Take edge of the. Oh no,
playing cards.
Oh, that was 2 ago. Actually, sorry.
Damn it.
It was taking the edge on the competition, I believe, was your thing.
You would know.
I would. At the time of this recording,
6:36 p.m.
Batman Beyond is streaming on Max and
6:36
available
p.m.
on DVD and Blu-ray 6:36 p.m.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to follow along, you can head over to
6:36
watchtowerdatabase.com/resources. It's a thing I made. I did a thing.
Jimmy, you did a thing.
I did a thing.
Guy on YouTube.
So I don't have to say Bitly anymore. I'm so sorry, Bitly, the dog.
Oh.
But it's okay. The dog's name is now watchtowerdatabase.com/resources.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Where I've put the air date order of the DCAU. I've also put the list of all these fucking books in the background that Brian can see and you can't, listener, but they're on that website. I just said, button. Just one. It sounds so weird.
You're missing something.
I think that was the get water sound. It just makes me so thirsty. Yeah, I realized that every time someone would be like, "Hey, tag you on social media. Do you have a list of all of this thing?" And I'd be like, "I do. It's at this obscure Google spreadsheet link. Here it is." And why don't I just put them all on the website? So I did that.
Wow.
I'll be adding more of them soon.
Wow. Nice.
Thank you. This first aired Saturday, April 10th. That's so close.
6:38 p.m.
No, 1999. You were close. At 9:30 a.m. on Kids WB. 20 days after our last episode, Dead Man's Hand.
That's
one was
almost
about cards.
3 weeks, you guys.
Yeah.
What?
Almost, but not quite. Somehow. This aired at number 9 and produced number 5. We're very out of order for some reason.
I'm shaking.
Why do I tell you this anymore? We don't care. Why do I tell you anything?
Why are we doing this podcast?
That's a good question. Let's stop.
Okay.
All right. Doctor Who?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, honestly. Here, after this podcast, you can show me all of Doctor Who, and it'll take us 5 times as long as this podcast.
Yeah. Jesus. No.
And we won't do that. This was written by Rich Fogel. Director is Yukio Suzuki. This is a new one. Is a former animator at Spectrum Animation Co., who animated Heart of Ice, POV, Almost Got 'Em, Robin's Reckoning Part 1, Sideshow, segments of Mask of the Phantasm, and of course, most notably, On Leather Wings. Also, this person was in the animation department for episodes of Spider-Man 90s animated series, a bunch of Madeline TV movies, Lupin III, The Castle of Cagliostro, and various anime, including one I had to write down. It was called Apache Baseball Army, 1971 to 1972.
Okay, that exists, huh? Someone decided that belonged in the world.
Baseball has 2 S's, and it really didn't want me to type it that way on this document. But
basketball?
I don't know.
I hate this.
The music is by Christopher Carter, and the animation is Coco/Dong Yang, like it has been the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Great.
We're on fire today, ladies and gentlemen. Buy us a coffee, for fuck's sake, so we can wake up. Head over to the link in the description to send us a Yoppie beverage.
The amount of Yoppie bevs you buy is directly related to the amount of energy we have. The energy of the podcast.
If we're not constantly drinking caffeine of some sort, it's your fault.
Yeah.
We'll give you a shout out in an upcoming episode, and we'll plug your shit. We'll also do a push up for every $1. So send us coffee for our health and your entertainment. Today's Yoppie bevs come to us from Super Luigi 64.
Oh my God.
I've been turned into a pickle. Ha ha ha. I burp. You see, I burp. Okay. Super Luigi 64 says, enjoy some bevs from your friends at the Animated Arcade Podcast, formerly the Excuse Me Princess Super Show. Oh, the name is different. I'll have to listen and see if the podcast is different. What?
What? Give me that.
Oh, wait,
give me those
deets. Yeah. The deets. I can't. That's all they've put. Everyone go listen to the Animated Arcade Podcast. Everyone that's listening to this, stop now. Go listen to that instead.
Where do we find the Animated Arcade Podcast?
Podcast places, I would assume.
Let's see. I'm sorry. The host doesn't say Super Luigi 64?
Oh, that's weird.
But yeah, I am
actually not be the right one. You know what I found out today?
What?
It's completely unrelated. The composer for Alien 3 is the same composer for Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Elliot something.
Elliot.
I'm a fake fan. Yes, that's how he says his name too. At any time anyone asks him. And apparently he just reused some music from Alien 3 for a chunk of Batman Forever. Like he just didn't write new music.
Oh my God.
So now I need to go watch like both of those movies back to back and see if I can pick out like what's what or whatever. But that
just
was
ask Jordan.
A fun little triv, you know. Yeah, Jordan, do it for me, please. Okay, 3 Yoppie bevs. We do 15 push-ups.
3 Yoppie bevs for the Animated Arcade.
Okay.
Full on 5 out of 5 score review on Spotify.
That's more than us. We got 4.9.
So better than us. So go listen to the Animated Arcade because it is better than us.
Yeah. Okay.
Indisputably.
Okay.
15?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Why are we just such fitness babes now? That's not even hard anymore, is it?
I know. I'm just so swole. And also my baby is sleeping on the exact other side of this wall, and I just went woohoo really loud. So whatever. It's not my problem. I'm recording a podcast. Jessica, take care of him. God.
So we're canceling Jamie today, everyone.
Yeah. Oh, I can say worse stuff. We're just getting started. Okay, so we can go watch Batman Beyond, please?
I just kind of want you
Please
like
let me go.
waffle for just another
Please
like
let me
30
go watch
seconds.
Batman Beyond, please.
I don't know.
Please let me breathe.
Maybe you should like talk about different types of people in the world, and we'll just see where that goes.
Okay, so there's ones. I'm not doing this. I couldn't even get past that word.
Okay,
There's ones that live in different shapes of houses than we do.
No,
And that's not good or bad. That's just a fact.
no. There's only one shape of house. It's house shaped.
Oh, that's true.
Dummy.
That's probably kind of true. They're not necessarily called houses. Let's go.
Bye.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, listener. We'll
Yeah.
catch you next
See
time.
you next week. Yep.
Okay, Batman.
Okay.
Boy, are you in trouble.
Terry, is that you?
Yeah, Mom.
Do you know what time it is?
I had to run some errands for Mr. Wayne. I'm beat.
I got a call from your school today. They said you were sleeping in class again.
Ooh, busted.
What's going on, Terry?
Nothing. I've just been busy.
Yeah, busy with Dana.
Your teacher said he sent home another demerit file.
I'll get it.
Hey! Out of my stuff, Twip!
What are those?
Nothing.
Don't lie to me. They're slappers, aren't they? I've seen them on the news.
Mom, it's not what you think.
The lies, the poor grades, the unexplained absences. It's because of these, isn't it?
No, they're not even mine.
Then where did they come from?
I found them in the locker room. At school.
Yeah, right.
Jeez, Matt. Mom, you gotta believe me.
I don't want to hear anymore. You're grounded.
Hey, listener! Maybe, I'm awake by the way, maybe it's nice outside. And if it's nice outside, you should go out for a walk and listen to the podcast. 3, 2, 1.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew it. Because it's in my head, I'm like, 3, 2, 1. Rock on, man. I love how the intro, we were so sleepy and talked about Breaking Bad. And then this episode was Breaking Bad and being sleepy.
This episode with, should we just sing up?
Okay.
Sing up. If you're wondering, sing up, what you just watched. Sing up, take a listen to the synopsis. The short summary, which is sometimes kind of long.
I think we'll try not to talk about the music too much, just to give Jordan his minute, his moment, whatever he calls it. But if he doesn't mention some of the stuff that I want to talk about with the music, I'll talk about it. Okay, sound fair?
Okay.
All right. What happens in? I almost said Bane. It's called The Winning Edge, actually. What happened in Bane, the Batman the Animated Series episode Bane, like 2 years ago? Ready, go.
Okay.
Rupert Murdoch.
What's the one that his introduction one? Is it Bane?
It's called Bane, yeah.
Okay. So that's the one where he's like doing the freaking like luchador thing. That's pre redesign.
Yes.
Before Leather Daddy.
Before Leather Daddy. He was
I remember
luchador-y.
some fighting on a roof. Is that right? Is that episode?
Robin and him fought on a roof briefly, and then he put Robin's costume on like an antenna on a roof.
yeah!
Like, oh, I got the boy. Come
Yeah,
get
yeah,
your
yeah.
boy, he says. I need my board. I'm Russian now. I'm Iron Man 2 villain. Who's
Amazing.
had some funny stuff in the news lately, the guy that played that guy. Anyway,
This episode?
what happened in The Winning Edge?
Okay. There's the high school hover air hockey league.
Yeah, what was it called? Like Jai Halai or some shit?
Highlight?
Is that what it is? Okay.
The Jai Halai.
Highlights magazine.
Highlights magazine. So the high school highlights magazine hover team, they a few of their people are doing bad things to support their drug addiction, which, you know, the whole like, hey, person who's a smoker, you want to quit smoking, put on this patch. Well, they took that technology and made it Bane
full
juice.
of drugs, full of Bane juice.
So they call them slappers, and these kids are all hooked on slappers. And then Batman's like, "We got to stop these Bane kids."
These
and
kids
then
are
they
hooked
find
on
that
phonics. We gotta stop them.
they find that Bane is an old guy and not making the Bane slappers, but in fact, Bane's helper is. And they fight, and he gets over Baned. He gets slapped. He's a real slap
Bane
daddy.
plus Ultra. He goes Super Bane.
And then he gets messed up, and that's pretty much the important stuff.
Yeah, there's the substance of the episode isn't much, but it was less boring or unremarkable than I remembered. It was still kind of unremarkable, but
Let me tell you, if I was to synopsis this better, it would be, what if you took a Batman Beyond episode and made an anti-drug PSA?
yeah.
This is what it is.
Yeah, it was decently heavy-handed with that. Let me tell you the official synopsis. A new Venom-derived drug is being used by some of Hamilton Hill High School's students. That's kind of what you said.
Did we know that Bane juice was called Venom?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And Bruce sends Terry to uncover the truth of who's behind it. The Venom, he means. Yeah, I think Bane very briefly called it that in Bane. And I love how when they're fighting, you said unplug him. Like that's what you do with Bane. That's what just his shit out, and then he's done for. But then, what a twist! He can't be stopped that way. But then Batman winds up stopping him the same way that Batman stopped Bane half the time, which is to over Bane him. No, the Venom! I can't stop it, or whatever. Like
when a plan works out well, why not just make it work out well again?
But I guess then that doesn't even technically stop him, so he has to blind him and then make him punch a vial to explode. That felt like a like edit choice or something. It felt like there was a chunk missing from that fight that they just went like, this is going on too long, because he's like blinded by goop, and then Batman, I'm over here, asshole, and shoots a line in the air. The guy turns around and is like feeling through the room, and then it just cuts to him at like a different spot of the room, just wildly punching a wall, and the wall explodes, and then he's dead. That's it. And it felt like I don't know, something was missing.
I didn't love the resolution of it, which is like, we're just gonna have him destroy the machines, and then he won't have the recipe, I guess, anymore. The end.
Yeah, he didn't remember it or write it down anywhere or give it to someone else or anything like that.
Also, does this mean that Bane is now dead if he needs this to survive?
I guess, I don't know. Bane or smaller, lesser Bane in this episode?
Bane, old man hooked up to machines.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he is going to be alive as long. Well, now he'll die because that guy was there to be his guy, and now he's
That's
gone.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Batman just lets Bane rot in that mansion that he was in or whatever, like one person old folks home for just Bane that he was at on an island or something.
The Bane folks home.
Yeah, there you go. There's the subtitle. I love that's I don't know. This episode was like, didn't come off as pushy as a what do you call it, like after school specially to me as a child than it did right now. Like it always had a bit of that, but to me as a kid, the Bane scene, old Bane in the house, was like, oh cool, that's what happened to Bane, now we know. And then in this, it was just the Batman Beyond version of the woman holding the thing to her neck going, don't do the tobacco. So it's like, that's what, like, I don't know. It was more heavy handed than I remembered it being, but I don't know if it bothered you too much or if it was whatever.
It was just, so it's interesting because I'm kind of on the line with this, on the line on.
What are you looking up? You're looking something up.
I'm trying to get to the cheat sheet, but I'm not seeing freaking thing that you said was on here.
I made it to you.
Where's the Batman Beyond one?
No, it's just one document. It's Brian's cheat sheet, and it's all in there.
And it says episodes, and I see Superman the Animated Series.
Oh, I didn't put that. Sorry, I put the characters. I didn't put the episodes. I'm sorry. I'll put the episodes soon, I guess.
Okay. I was just trying to get ahead and see, I'm which one is Heroes?
Heroes is the Fantastic for 3. Keep up.
Okay. See, this is why I need the cheat sheet, man.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I forgot a crucial element of the cheat sheet, which is the episodes, which is the only part you want.
You're like, they're there. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm gonna like look this up and make sure I'm like up to date, not wasting time making.
Don't worry about it. I'm wrong.
Anyway,
drug shit.
I think
Drug
this
shit,
episode,
juice bar. Getting juiced at the juice bar.
getting slapped at the slap bar.
Slap bar.
I think it's weird because, like, while I didn't really care for this episode, I do feel like it's an important episode, especially when you lean into the, like, as Stein was saying, like, it's for kids, right?
When you see more of Terry's life, I guess, than it, like that Bruce Timm thing I read in Trips a few episodes ago about, we got to make the show more about Terry and like show his family and should make you care about him. All this episode really did in that regard was make me go like, well, his mom's kind of a like. Why is she just
and
immediately?
His brother's
like,
a piece of shit.
Oh my god!
Oh, fucking
You're
what a
like, I
narc,
hate his
dude.
brother or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, she said be home by 9, and it hit exactly 9. And then he's like, he's late, isn't he? He's a piece of shit, and I hate him. Don't you hate him? And we're like, shut up, man.
Yeah, dip the little brother in acid, please.
Make him a little Joker.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was the wrong S.
Little Joker.
Yeah, that's the
Next
future
week
Joker.
on Little Joker. Mom,
babies.
brother's late. What are you going to do to him? I'm a fucking cuck for punishment.
Yeah. Tell me all the details of what you're going to do to my brother.
Fuck that kid. Yeah, I hate him. Anyway, so the thing for me is like, even though this is supposed to be more mature or whatever, you know, it's still like, okay, it's good. It's good, even though it's like really like broad strokes. Hey, kids, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
I do think that's important.
Yeah.
Like, because there's going to be people who are just like, this could have been the thing that stopped some kid from going down a bad path, or some 20-something-year-old, you know, like, you know what, maybe I need to remember this because it's just never, you know, a good thing. So for that, like, I think it is worthy as an episode. Pretty dog shit though.
I think it had, I don't know. I liked that it had Terry doing detective-y things kind of on his own. Like he went and followed what's his face and watched him as Terry, and then he followed. Oh, now I know where to go as Batman and whatever.
Mason. Is his name.
Thank you. I actually
not even on the cheat sheet.
No, it's not because we hadn't watched the episode yet. I had them afterwards, sometimes several weeks later.
Months even.
Yeah, sometimes never. I'll come back to Mason in a second, but I do agree with you because me saying, as a kid I didn't really register how heavy-handed this was or whatever. It was just Bane and obviously this is the bad guy and whatever, but that alone could be good for the sake of just like, because it's not coming off to, drugs are bad, I guess I won't do, whatever. Like, it doesn't make it Dare style, like uncool because it's uncool. Like they went too far thing. And because of that being more subliminal, maybe it is more effective that way. I don't know.
Maybe it's because it's like someone you look up to.
Really, we just need like a police officer to come into elementary schools and be like, hey,
please.
slap. Look how cool and fucking strong I'm losing my mind. And then the kids will go, I won't do that. You have to sacrifice a cop every once in a while.
Kids look at the cop and just say, oh man, someone give that guy a gun.
Yeah. It's like, look how fucking cool he looks in that Bane style leather daddy tank top he's got. And then they develop fetishes as well. It's a win-win.
Oh, we're just really doing good for the world. I don't know. Like it's hard for me, and like while watching this, I was trying to like reconcile that of do I like this for its like ham-fisted positive message, or do I not like it because it's not necessarily a very like entertaining episodes? There's some redeeming stuff, and there's some good art. I guess Terry's back together with his girl. She's putting up with his
you
shit
asked
again.
that up top, like, are they back together? And then I thought that might be a product of the controversial Airdate order.
Fuck, you're right.
But I also think it's just kind of a status quo style thing of like Terry and Dana period. And sometimes that'll be fucked with in some way or whatever. But yeah, the coach guy being being the red herring of being the bad guy. Now he's just a shitty coach, like, which I guess is sort of also realistic. Of like,
he wants to be a drill sergeant.
Yeah, he was like, "Get out there, men, let's do it." And you went, "Sir, yes, sir." And then they all went, "Yes, coach." Right afterward,
Yeah.
oh my god!
Again, very ham-fisted episode.
Yeah, but it just means that coach, like we've known, I'm sure you had a coach or two at your high school or whatever that was similarly just a kind of weird ass shitty guy that was just yelling all the time, and you're like, okay, or like a PE teacher or something that just too over the top, like got too serious about his job or whatever. But
God, one of my PE teachers was like one of the greatest humans of all time. He had a band. Yeah. He had a band named after him, Percy Hill.
That's right. I think you told me about this. Yeah, okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, he's so cool. I should find him. Somebody find him for me.
I had pretty good PE teachers, but
yeah. But I mean, that being said, like I think that exists for a reason. I think there's a lot of that like machismo in the sports world, and it becomes a metaphor for your validity of a man or fucking whatever. But
right, yeah. Oh, my grandma hits harder than that. Why did you hit him at all?
Why is your grandmother abusing you?
Yeah. Do we need to talk about this, Coach whatever, Krieger or something?
Coach Krieger from Archer.
I think his name actually is Coach Krieger in this
Holy shit.
Is that an Archer character?
Yeah, it's like the mad scientist.
Oh, it's spelled differently, but yes, Algernop Krieger. Oh, this guy. Okay, Dr. Krieger.
I'm sorry, Albernop.
Dr. Krieger. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
You said Coach. Wait.
Well, because
alias.
Oh, you're talking
Count
about the
Krieger.
scientist guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just mixing up. I'm putting characters into a blender.
Yeah.
Coach just pressing
Dracula.
the pulse button a few times, pouring it into a cup, and just seeing what happens.
Yeah, we're very tired, listener.
We gotta get some slappers.
Yeah.
Also, I love that Terry was just exhausted this whole episode.
I know that.
Yeah,
the best
baby.
Thing. It's just fine. Oh, it's the mornings or whatever. And then he's just sleeping in class.
And then he gets a fucking zip drive. Is that what it was called?
I don't know.
Is that what it's
he
called?
said.
Zip disk?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Like something like that. Yeah.
No, like the original ones. Do you know what I'm talking about?
He did call it like a flash disk or something like, zip drive. Yeah, I know what this is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm old enough.
Good. Very good for you.
Thank you. The Mason guy, just very briefly, I wanted to mention there was a guy I went to high school with and did drum corps with named Mason, who was like ripped, and there was I don't think he
was he on slappers.
I'm 90% plus positive that he never did steroids, but because he was just at the gym at the high school all the time and just very like
doing slappers.
This is my thing. Yeah, he was just doing slappers. But it was just always, it was so funny every time anyone's like, Mason, are you okay? And like when he got all buff and Mason Brewer, he's just like, oh, Mason, and all this. So it was just like, yeah, it's that guy.
I like that they animated him as like being jaundiced. Like he's got his eyes yellow out a little bit. Like, you're not looking hands. Good. And he's like, it's totally fine. I'm just like suffering from a major drug addiction. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's okay. You know exactly what's wrong with me because we've been stealing this together. So, or whatever. They're very aware of this. And then potentially they're doing it too. I don't know. And then they can phase through each other's bodies in the locker room.
Yeah, normal things. That's what the slappers
just,
call
like
us.
Push through them in 2 frames, and you're like, did he just like warp through their bodies? I don't think so. I don't think you. Okay, I have a question about, and you don't have an answer, but the floaty
I do have an answer.
sports
Are you
ball.
kidding me? Yeah,
I always assumed it was like those like kind of like indoor skydiving wind tunnel things where there's just a bunch of wind blowing around and that's how they stay up. And obviously the physics wouldn't really work that way, but conceptually I figured that's what it was. But then in this episode, when they're like, he's roid ragey and slams that guy through the wall, it opens up. And if that would be the case of how that works, either
air would rush out.
A bunch of gusts, it would just start billowing wind out. And those guys inside would just slam into the ground or whatever. Like it needs to remain closed. But that neither of those things happen. And then when Coach Krieger throws Batman into that and they fight for a little bit, they're just immediately automatically floating and no game is happening. Like you don't walk into the gym at the school and just like, there's instantly a basketball game happening. Like the scoreboard is on and all this stuff that the scoreboard is on, the air is on. I don't know. It was just a weird, like, well, how does this work? Explain
Jamie,
it.
have you ever heard of a little thing called fushigi?
No,
Kill me.
actually.
Kill me now.
I
had to say it for the joke because
What is it?
saying, have you heard of a thing called contact juggling just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Oh,
It was
Okay.
it was that fucking shitty guy who made the singing wall bass fish thing. John Cameraro, something like that.
Count
Whatever.
Krieger.
Piece of shit. Yeah. That was his whole thing. He took like contact juggling and was like, look, it floats on its own. And then all of my street performer friends like lost their livelihood because people believed. Have you
No.
there's
What
these-
is this?
So
Fugi Shugi? What'd you call it?
it's called fushigi. And the dude literally just saw contact juggling and said, oh, I should make that into like a made for TV kids toy.
Oh, the
And
gravity balls.
That, yeah. And
I
so
see.
people thought that they actually made like a toy that broke the laws of physics.
Mm-hmm.
And they just like sold it for like $20
And
or
yet
whatever.
they're just doing the hand thing, right?
Yeah, it was so. I've got so much to say about this. I've got friends
I'm
that are in
sorry.
that commercial, and they didn't know that they were like selling it. Like they were just like, oh, it's just like this cool version of a contact juggling ball. Like it looks all weird and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray! And they thought we were just like gonna help like popularize because the dude came to like this contact juggling forum I was a part of in
Like he's trying to
around like
recruit.
2010.
He's trying
Well,
to get everyone on slappers.
He was he was like asking, and you can just fucking delete all this if you want.
I won't.
He was like asking just for our advice and stuff. He really was just going to do a clear ball, and we're like, hey, you give like a clear acrylic ball to a bunch of kids, it's going to work like a magnifying glass with ants, and if a kid leaves it in his window, he will burn down his house. And so that's why they put the little ball inside the ball. There's all this backstory stuff, and then when the TV commercial
Brian
came
was
out,
there, everyone.
I fucking literally was a part of this conversation. Yeah. And then when the commercial came out, they're like, it floats on its own. And like everybody went like, the blood just like drained out of our faces. And then, all the street performers, like it used to be like when you'd be performing in the street, it used to be like, oh my God, that's like so magic. How do you do? Whoa, that's incredible. And people would be like happy to like throw money in the hat or whatever.
Now they
and
go,
then
I seen that on TV.
after that, it was literally, oh, it's that ball from TV. And people just kept walking.
Oh, man.
And that's when I moved to Norway.
And lost your cell phone for 6 years or whatever.
It was so great because people in Norway were just like, hey, it's magic. But in Norwegian, it's like, fuck yeah.
I just like a line I deleted from a recent Watchtower video because it was running too long was like, oh, and Alfred tells Batman's, blah, 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 but, in a British accent. like I just chose not to do it. It was a good joke. Maybe I'll bring
Good job,
it back for
Jamie.
something else. Thank you.
Put it back in.
Yeah, when they make self-playing trombones, I'll start getting worried, but I don't
There
care
you
about
go.
you. So.
That's fair. I mean, luckily,
That does suck, though.
it has it has been forgotten by time in the same way that piece of shit singing wallfish has. and now it's just jugglers can be jugglers again, and that's cool.
I mean, to me, all of it is mystifying regardless. So,
Yeah, but you're a good
there's
person.
still dummies out there like me. Yeah, well, thank you. That's better. We have a new review on Apple Podcasts, by the way.
Oh my
It's from
God.
The Mighty Goose 1. Who says
Mighty
it's
Goose?
5 stars. Yeah, the Mighty Goose. Those structured around the DCAU and the hilarious and fun discussions therein, this podcast is much like a giant ball of gum rolling downhill and accumulating many random things along the way, and it is delicious. Love it. Thank you, Mighty Goose. It's very
my
accurate
God.
and appreciated.
I love when people people are so inventive. The Mighty Goose. Is this a Mighty Boosh reference?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking when I read it, but it could maybe be. I don't know.
It could also just be something else. That is glorious.
Mighty
and
Ducks.
I am so, why not? I'm so happy to be a part of this gumball rolling down. Ball,
Yeah,
not
it is
gumball, ball of gum. Like
Ball of
pre-chewed,
gum.
it's
Yeah,
sticky
yeah.
and it's gathering. That's
If it was a gumball, I'd just be like, I've seen those in machines in malls, and I just move on. You know?
yeah, right.
We tried to tell the guy to not invent a gumball.
It's just the gumball from TV.
Yeah, it's just the gumball I've seen on TV. That the TV show Gumball.
Oh fuck yeah!
Anyway,
So
the
good.
cast of this episode. You want to hear it?
You know what I want, Jamie?
A gumball.
I want to open this.
Oh yeah, let's do that first. This is from Legacy Allen.
You wanna do it now?
Open it now. I hope it's a secret thing we're not supposed to open publicly.
Oh my gosh!
I think it's comics, isn't it?
Well, first and foremost,
Uh huh.
gonna have to do some
Oh.
flattening. Dude!
Whoa! Oh yeah, I remember this drawing. That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
Legacy
you
drew
and me
us.
as Jim
Like Commissioner-
Gordon and Harvey Bullock. You get to be Bullock.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I do. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to iron that out a wee bit to flatten out. Or is it just is it laminated? What is going on here?
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
put it under some heavy hip hops to flatten it out.
I am honestly, I am currently flattening some things out on the dinner table with a bunch of my heavy art books.
Well, there you go.
So I'll add this. Oh my god, that's so good.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to cut this right down the middle, and then
Yeah, just give me half of it.
yeah. Thank you, buddy. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god. Don't love giving my address out, but I do love getting mail. It's
Getting
weird.
stuff.
Why aren't PO boxes affordable?
They're just not. Every time I've gone to figure it out. Oh, there's a
Howdy
letter.
do. Roughly a year ago, before a single Yopton's log was logged, I was a 26 yo man with an overly stacked schedule, a joy for the early DCAU. I have not seen shit post BB. Not shit post. Shit.
Oh,
I have not seen shit post
you didn't
Batman
use
Beyond.
along for the ride then.
And a solid comic interest. Now I'm a 27 yo man.
Yo, man. Shway.
Fucking they swayed in this episode. With a milk-based persona, an expected child, and an even more stacked schedule.
Did I know this? Congratulations.
I didn't know this. But in that time, I've been glad to develop a somewhat parasocial relationship with the both of you through hell diving, music contribution, logging, and listening. Thank you two for being you, and I'm very happy to be in a world where you two exist in my sphere of influence, the Milkman. Attached should be a poster and a copy of Absolute Batman #1. I could not decide which would go to who, since there are good reasons for either. And well, it's just a dumb comic, so you can decide amongst yourselves. Heart. Oh man. Okay, so Jamie, tell me about Absolute Batman.
It's like a
He big.
it's DC Comics going like, hey, we're revamping our characters, but not like permanently. It's just like an event of some kind, and it's like a different timeline or something. But yeah, he's
Holy
real
shit.
big, and he's very brutal. He's got a big axe thing. I think it's like,
I thought it was a hammer. That's
it's
like a double-bladed
his
axe.
bat comes off of his chest and becomes an axe blade.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't think that there is any chance of any sort of spoileriness to that, so you're welcome to read that.
Okay.
I haven't read it yet, so you know.
Well, guess
I'm like
what?
6 years behind on comics.
But you're catching up.
So sure, sort of. Yeah, thank you, Legacy. That's good stuff.
Yes, thank you.
Anyway, the cast of this episode, how about
Let's go back to
get
cats.
on with it? Cats of this episode, we got Will Meow as I'm not doing it as Terry McGinnis / Batman, Kevin Catroy as Bruce Wayne.
No, keep going.
No, because now we're in new ones. We got Peter Jason as Coach Krieger. This is not new actually, because he was previously Mason in It's Never Too Late. And Manny, a Two-Faced goon in Sins of the
They're just
Father and
really
Judgment Day.
reusing names like that. There's more names than Mason.
Mason.
Come on.
Everybody's Mason. Terry Garr as Mary McGinnis, Lauren Tom as Dana Tan, Yvette Lowenthal as Chelsea. This is very stupid, but the Chelsea Mason thing, the Mason thing also reminded me of like a running gag we had in our friend group, like with Scott Steele, who hopefully is still listening to this. I don't know. Where there was a girl that Scott asked out one time, and she told him, I don't like boys like you. I like boys like Mason. in that like tone, and we would just quote that in like such a shitty way all the time, like yeah, and like that scene where she comes up and is like, "You don't look so good. Are you okay?" He's like, "Get the fuck away from me. I don't like girls like you. I like girls like Mason.
Get away from me, Chelsea. I don't like you." And then she's like, "Well, fuck you." And he's like, "Wait."
I don't know what happened. Yeah. Ryan O'Donoghue as Matt Fuck You McGinnis.
We don't need to talk about him.
Ian Ziering as Mason Forrest. I guess his last name was Forrest.
Ian's Earring?
Ian's Earring. Yeah, I got you. This is his only DCAU acting credit. He played Blue Devil on the Swamp Thing 2019 TV series. He was a character named Vinny in Biker Mice from Mars. He played Harry Osborn in the 2003 Spider-Man animated series. That was like the CGI one that I didn't watch. Wild Wing on the Mighty Ducks, the Mighty Goose. Dr. Tatopoulos in the Godzilla, the animated series on Kids WB. That was Matthew Broderick's character from the movie. Steve Sandes on 192 episodes of Beverly Hills 90210. And then his, for some reason, most notable thing, according to IMDb anyway, was he played a character named Finn Shepard in all of these Sharknado movies. I think this is a main guy in those movies. But and then he also had a couple of writing credits. He wrote a movie called Zombie Tidal Wave in 2019, which feels like something we need to add to the endless list.
Yeah.
We have Dave Walsh as Dirk, who I assume is one of the other like sports ball guys.
You know, if they're giving him a name like Dirk, he's...
Dirk. I want Coach Creaker to go, "Dirk, what are you doing out there, man? Get some slap." "I mean, I'm the coach. I don't support this." Why was he doing in the locker room just in the goalie outfit? Why was he doing that?
You know he was jorking it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it.
I did.
"My team's doing so well, yes."
"Oh, God, Mom's really going to love me after this one. The team's going to go to state and I'm finally going to get her
hit
love."
Me so hard. What were you saying? You started to say something? I don't know.
Oh, Dirk is one of those names that I feel like no one takes seriously, but I know a very sweet Dirk, and it's
okay.
Damn, why that? It's like the whole Karen thing all over
Hey,
again.
McGurk.
Right?
Yeah.
McGurk!
Dave Walsh was previously Rocketeer in Heroes, like start of the episode, and Captain Croissant in Superman's Pal. The best character we've had so far.
You killed Captain Croissant?
You killed Captain Croissant. Speaking of Joker and starts of episodes, why was there just like a cold open of Batman fighting an ice cream truck gang of Jokers, and then they never had anything to do with the rest of the plot? I mean, I guess that's the purpose. Yeah, it was to show Batman's out doing Batman stuff. But
I gotta say, man, I kind of love that they're not leaning into the Joker thing, because they were like very first episode was like, oh no, like this is gonna be like these are gonna be the bad
Joker
guys.
Joker Beyond, yeah.
They're just a meme.
Yeah, they're just real shitty, like nobodies. Yeah.
Yeah, which I feel like really actually like lends some like it kind of makes Joker stronger in a way.
Yeah.
You know,
he had a legacy enough that these like street thugs know about him or whatever, but
Gotham, nobody can compete.
Yeah, like they're trying. They think they're real cool, but and you mentioned like, oh, did his lips change color or something?
Yeah,
in the opening shot. I think that's intended. I just realized watching this finally that because I figured, oh, he's just got like a big like weird white lipstick on, but I think it's supposed to be like he's painted on the teeth smile like over his mouth or something, which I guess is kind of cool. I kind of wish
his face is also white, so it kind of
it blended. I kind of wish that the main like leader Joker didn't just look so much like the Joker. Like I kind of wish but at the same time, I guess it's just to have instant recognition of like what those guys are.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Mark Warden as Jody. Again, I guess a guy on the team. I don't know. Half these characters I don't think were named on screen.
Dude, it's Jody.
It's Jody, sorry. This is previously Joker on Monorail in Rebirth. Harley Quinn headed guy.
Yeah.
Larry Drake as, again, Jackson Chapel. Can you tell me who Jackson Chapel is, Brian?
Jackson.
That's
Jackson
the Bane
Chapel,
helper,
sorry.
man. That's the Bane helper guy who I don't think named him at all.
We didn't.
Ever.
I thought he would be credited as like Bane's buddy or whatever.
Yeah,
they
he
said,
"Oh, how's Bane's friend?" or whatever. Yeah. He was previously Mr. Elin in My Girl, who tried to drop her into a vat of hot lead off its support something. And then last we have Bruce Timm as Joker's leader with the white makeup face.
No shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know who he is, and I'm not going to list his stuff. I have very, very tiny trivs, like 3 things.
Jamie,
Chapel
they're
is
perfectly average sized.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
We had a running joke. Some friends in town this last weekend where like we would
meat?
No, but close. We were at an event and there were little like baby pickles, like little like teeny tiny pickles on a
Gherkins?
platter. Sure. And Will is just like, wow, like thanks for providing these huge giant pickles, John. Like these really above average sized pickles. And then like we'd see like this tiny like caterpillar on the ground. Like, check out this enormous caterpillar. I just found it was cute doing that. It was very good. Chapel is defeated because of a large overdose of venom, the same way Bane was defeated during his first encounter with Batman. Cool triv. 2, when Batman ties up Jackson Chapel in Bane's mansion, the rope is coiled 5 times around his body. In the next shot, there are 6 coils.
Who is counting that?
And then last I have, in a strange twist of fate, the actor who played the character of Bane in the 1997 live-action Batman and Robin movie, Jeep Swanson, died as a result of steroid abuse. So that's interesting.
Oh God.
Did you like those trivs?
No, not
They're over
really.
now. That was it. We
Okay.
spent more time opening the package than we did reading trivs.
I usually
But then
do.
again, your giant package. I don't know. There just wasn't much going on in this episode. I think that I did spot a reused explosion at one point. I think it was right before, but I don't know which one it was because I'm a fake fan. I'm a fake Watchtower database guy.
Damn it, Jamie.
It was right before the Bruce Timm Joker's leader had Looney Tunes fall over from explosion.
Dude, that was my favorite part visual of the episode was his like glow.
Oh, yes.
Fuck.
Go.
Yes.
Continue. Keen effect.
What I just said. But like the explosion happened and he kind of had this like this halo around him and like it was interesting like layering of things. I was like, oh, that's really keen.
Wow.
But then the rest of the episode was just like, whatever. I guess stuff happens.
Yeah, there wasn't much to say keen-wise, but for some reason, a shot stuck out to me when Mason, I like boys like Mason, was walking up to his friends on the sidewalk or whatever, and they're like, "Hey man, you don't look so good. What's wrong with you?" The sky is like orange, and all the buildings were kind of a gold color behind them.
Yeah,
and there's something about that combo and their the way just the colors of their outfits and stuff just was very 80s sci-fi movie. Like it had like a haze to it kind of a thing. And I really like when this show gets very Blade Runner-y, very Matrix-y. Like, I don't know how to really describe it, but just that kind of aesthetic of like smog and like future, but it's not a clean future. It's everything kind of sucks or whatever. And
future. It's our future.
Yeah.
It's our present.
Yeah.
Visually, yeah, I feel like there wasn't a whole lot of keenness past the intro, but there was a lot of audio stuff going on. And we were talking about that one where there's like that kind of like back and like the left and right stereo panning. And then I was doing slap that bass because there was just like a very bass guitar heavy. But you're right. I think it was whatever like 90s synth patch or whatever that FL
just
Studio
sitting there hitting the keys on the keyboard to play the bass guitar.
Yeah, FL Studio called it Boo Bass, BO.
Okay,
and it is absolutely that sound.
Yeah, it was just very. It didn't sound bad by any means, but it was very recognizably not an actual bass guitar. But
yeah. But like, I mean, it worked. It didn't need to be.
I do like that about
it's the future.
Yeah, it's future bass guitar. We're coming off of Batman and Superman being highly orchestral choir and strings and brass and all this stuff. And then Batman Beyond is like, no, none of that shit. It's going to be synth and guitars and all this stuff. And it's not, but it doesn't sound like out of place or like, oh, what's happening or anything, or because it could sound really dated and bad, but I'm pretty sure that all of the guitars are still recorded live. So it still has like, it doesn't have that kind of tinny, like shitty MIDI guitar sound.
Yeah,
tinny, shitty MIDI
I
guitar.
That's my new band name.
After your PE teacher, of course, Mr. Tinny Shitty MIDI. We could do Jordan Blumen's musical in a minute because we're talking about music.
Sound things for your head ears.
Hey, music.
Oh my God.
I just had that queued up.
I'm waiting.
This is perfect
I'm waiting
time.
for it, Jamie. We did have a
I made it already.
You did?
It's coming out on Saturday. Yeah, the day after this podcast drops.
Are you going to send me an early release or what?
I can't. I thought about it, but all of the links are scheduled so that I can't like send the link yet. But as soon as it's up, I'll send it to you.
Email me the video.
Well, I got to get that one more view from Brian. Okay, here's Jordan's message.
Now over to the musical moment. For the winning edge, one thing I really liked was the metal groove in the gym when he's fighting the coach.
buddy.
And I don't mean like metal like the music genre, like rock metal. I mean like a bunch of metal sounds, like metallic stuff that they were hitting, very percussive. They used brake drums and stuff. I don't know, but it was very cool sounding in the gym. It was a little bit it was a little fresh. I liked it. Very tense, very dramatic piano music going on when his mom confronts him for that she thinks he's a drug addict. I thought that was nice. Leading up to Bane's reveal, I really love in any work of fiction when the music participates in a plot twist. And in this one, the music is tricking you into thinking that some big fight is going to happen. The music is basically doing video game boss music. It's oh shit, he's gonna have to fight Bane. What's Bane gonna look like? And then they just kind of give you this unsettling horror sting when we actually see him, and he's this decrepit guy hooked up to all this life support systems. I just thought that was neat. I like that the music kind of participates in the reveal, in the twist there. That's neat. Also, very peaceful music at the end, very uncharacteristic for the very groove-driven music in this show. Never apologize for loving your fandom, and try to stay optimistic.
I always love the like, when's he going to say it? There's only 3 seconds. Oh, there it is. That's a really good point about the music twist.
Yeah, fuck you. I always miss these things, but I'm like listening and be like, oh, I'm gonna have some music to say, and then Jordan just knocks it out of the park again.
Yeah, because even
Classic
Batman's
Jordan.
like backed up against the door, like, oh shit, Bane's in. Where's Bane? He's in there. Oh my god, it's gonna be a big thing. And then I think it's one of those. I might be mistaken about how you do it, but like where you like hit piano strings with a hammer, and it just makes kind of like this like really like
a drone.
Yeah, weird sound and very surprising sounding. I don't know, shocking and. Yeah, that was definitely, and then him just in the background.
Honestly,
as it's happening.
that little bit of a like, I don't know if you'd like put that in the neighborhood of a jump scare, but having that like reveal of like flick the lights on and you kind of get this like slight silhouette, and then you see just this dude in a big life support system, like hunched over in this kind of upright sort of chair pose, whatever. And it was very horror adjacent. It had it just I had to do it. You did it. It wasn't like scary, but it was like, oh man, he's like fucked up.
Yeah. Where's Clayface? Bane? No.
Bane's
the rocks,
muscles.
the island that Bane lives on.
Oh my god, who was it that commented? You sent me a screenshot that was like clearly Clayface's Terry's other jacket.
It was Legacy. Your Honor, I would argue Clayface was Terry's spare jacket. Yeah, we should have thought about that.
So for this one, maybe it's still Terry's jacket. I don't know.
It is funny. I should have thought about that last time, because in the Batman Beyond tie-in comic, he's always wearing the same style of jacket, but it's green. So clearly he has at least 2 of those jackets, but in different colors. So he could easily have another brown one, I guess. I don't know.
Trying to think about where Clayface
can always
could
be Terry's jacket.
Yeah, we'll always have Terry's jacket. Where I go, I want to say like I really like the look of the printing press with all the like 3-tone ink smeared on the side of it. That was good.
There was that, it was very lived in feeling, and it looked it had that same kind of scratchiness as the old police station of like, this has been here for forever. But I love that both that he says like, newspapers, fuck them, they nobody reads them anymore. But also then when it cuts, I thought you might make a comment about this because we had the printing press in World's Finest that like steals Batman's cape and cowl, and then Lois Lane sees him, and for a second it looked like Batman was going to toss Jackson Chapel into the printing press and that he was going to get like crushed in it. And I was like, don't do it, because Brian's going to go like, that's not how that works. He's not going to do it. But I thought it was funny the way that they're like, we reconfigured the newspaper making machines to print drugs.
That is how that works.
Do you think you could feed venom slappers through a printing press? And it would
Why not? Why not? We didn't answer where Clayface is, though.
I said he was the island. At least that's my suggestion.
Oh, okay.
Or he's
I'm not happy
a jolly
with that
good fellow. I don't know.
The shitty Cybertruck looking car.
Yeah, you said, oh no, his Cybertruck when he slammed into it.
He's the bit of wall that got the pole thrown into it.
That you went like, whoa, when it happened.
Yeah.
Or
poor Clayface.
He's the wall that Jackson Chapel punches to explode.
Oh, poor Clayface.
Oh, where's Batman? I can't see him. Is that you, Clayface? Quapow! My friend Clayface, who I also take care of in an old folks home.
Oh no! I hate it.
Hooked up to life support. All right, Batman's usefulness.
What did Batman do? Did he get a 10 or only a 2? I really gotta know. Tell me now, what is Batman's usefulness? Now.
Thanks, Joe. And Legacy. Legacy's all over this episode.
He is. You know who
He's
else?
giving us presents. What?
You know who else could be all over this episode?
No.
Kyle.
Damn it. We've said so few Kyles this Kyle. I think
bubblegum. Here we are.
Rolling down a hill. Batman, like I said, he did some detective stuff on his own. He didn't do slappers, even though his mommy thought he did.
It'd be a lot cooler if he did.
Kill his younger brother, even though he should have.
Ooh, good point. Docking 2 points for that.
I'll give him a 4, 5, 6. 6. I'll give him a 6. I love, first, before I say pick a thing, I loved the way when we had Stan on, that when we gave our Batman's usefulness, first of all, just his initial comment of, I don't know what you're talking about when we asked for his rating. But then it turned out that was less of, I don't know what's going on, and more of, what do you mean? How is it not a perfect 10? He beat the bad guy or whatever. Like, how is it possibly not a 10? And then they give him the stipulation of like, Batman didn't save the world, which is what we reserve 10s for. And then, so here I am giving him a 6 when he really didn't do anything wrong, but it didn't, it just didn't feel very heroic, I guess. He could have done more. He could have put that coach in jail for abusing his students and probably trying to sleep with them or something. He felt like that guy. Wow. I'll give Batman 6. Did you just give that guy your credit card and he drove away with it out of 10? Like, did they just have like, did you just hand him like a Target gift card?
You're not wrong. It's one of those like preloaded credit cards, It's like $25.
That the Royal Flush Gang were stealing.
Yeah.
Plastic gold.
Yeah. Okay, well, I was gonna give him a 5, but you're right. He didn't kill his little brother, so I'm gonna give him a 3. I'm a man of my word.
Docking exactly 2 points.
I'm gonna give him 3 naps in math class. Out of 10.
Okay. I the future detention or whatever that he got of just like, you have to take a disc home. Your mom has to scan it to prove that she knows you got detention. Like, I don't quite understand that. And then, just if we're going by how the order we're watching, Dana's just immediately fine with him again, I guess. So whatever. And she's like, that was a great game. There couldn't possibly have been that good for you to be that happy about it. Like when the guy crashed through the wall and stuff.
She just really gets off on violence.
I guess so. We have Thoughts of the Week from Dylan Pollock.
Coming up next, it's another guest appearance from our favorite visiting superhero.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Speaking of steroids. All right. Not Dylan, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Here.
It's time for the Thoughts of the Week from Dylan Pollock on The Winning Edge, or
Drugs are bad. I don't gun.
I love the commitment to the bit of the arms dealer delivering guns in an ice cream truck. You're not a joker, sir. You don't need to do that. But I love that it did. Also, I know it's high school, but this is some pretty obvious juicing he does right in front of the crowd. Like, imagine if you saw the quarterback just stick a syringe right in his ass right in the middle of the big game. That'd be weird, no? Also, how did I'm ripping and slamming not catch on? Perhaps 50 years from now. Also, Mason is pounding Venom the way I chug Diet Cokes on the regular. And quite frankly, I've been known to be at my desk chugging DCs going, I'm ripping. So, do you think Bane wisely invested in long-term health insurance, or he just had enough successful heists? Because he's being taken care of in this very obvious drug, very special episode in a very nice place. I don't know. Also, at the end there, we see him throw a tracker on the car going back to Bane's, Venom guy. But did he just leave Mason there? Like, he captured him, and then he was just like, gotta go. Also, I could swear I remember that this episode ended differently. I thought Terry kept throwing more slappers on him until he OD'd. But I guess that would be a little dark, and he sort of just does it to himself accidentally. Now, this is no accident. It's time for the question of the week. James' favorite.
Thank you.
What's your favorite illicit substance to use? Booze? Pot? Feel free to throw in whatever else. I'm high riding the dragon right now. Okay, I love you.
What the fuck? Slamming, man.
Dylan, don't you not even drink?
Yeah, there's no way. I do want to comment real quick on the tracker, because he just throws the tracker on and you just went right, like as if he threw a bomb at the car. You're like, problem solved.
That would just be, I so want that to happen, where it's just like, it's not a tracker, it's a grenade. He just throws the thing, it like zooms in the car, you get like the little red dot things, he drives away, and then you just reuse any vat of hot lead explosion or whatever. And then it's like cuts back to Terry, he's like nods and walks off into the sunset, and then the
that
credits
would actually
roll.
be pretty good. That's a good easy TikTok, because I don't have to do anything. I just edit things in.
There you go.
It reminds me how much it irks me in this show for whatever reason whenever Terry uses a grappling hook, because he can fly, and I don't ever get why he does that. And I thought about that several times now, but especially in this episode, he for fuck's sake, he's invisible. He strangles that guy or whatever, knocks him out, and then uninvisibles, and you went, come on, man, why does he do that? Like, you were just reasonably upset. And then he shoots a grappling hook to the top of the building and pulls up there like a normal Batman. But he doesn't have to do that. He has rocket boots and wings. Yep. And then when then I thought about that, like, oh, that's dumb. Then he leaves the building after finding old Bane. He has his wings open just to hop like 3 feet off a fence and then puts them away. I'm like, what is happening?
Okay, I think I can give us something to like take the edge off, if I may.
The winning edge.
What if his rocket boots are like, it's like an energy thing, right? Like he can use them, but he can only use them like a little bit. Like they've got
maybe
like
that's the invisibility thing too.
So it's
power batteries or something.
It's like 100 feet of lift, and he does that. And same thing with the invincibility thing or invisibility thing.
Yes,
invincible. I don't know, maybe that it's only like a certain amount of time he can be invisible for. So he has to be like very selective about when he uses it.
Yeah, okay.
Just like
stop trying to make it make sense.
Illicit substances, like
exactly.
Dylan's question. Favorite. I don't. I drink
whiskey.
I drink on the weekends, and I still shouldn't.
What are you trying
to
get us to reveal on the podcast, Dylan? You're trying to get us in trouble?
Reveal everything. I don't
Come
have
on,
secrets.
Man.
Come on, man.
Don't tell my mom. She'll ground me till 9 p.m.
I will
is
tell
only like 40 minutes from right now.
I'll tell James's secrets. Tuber.
Okay. Tube. Keep it tuber. That's all we'll say. Was this episode
Books or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Hip hop for sure. Putting it on the top 10. We only have a couple more spots. Where's it gonna go? Is it better or worse than Heroes? Is really the only question.
That is the only question. How did you know?
I'm struggling with and I had this thought before we even watched the episode is it going to be better or worse than Heroes? Because I didn't remember it being bad, and I you said it was bad. It was just kind of nothing.
I'm agreeing with you.
I just what I can't decide is Heroes was just as whatever, nothing, but it at least had like some flashy guys in it. And this one was just a dude with steroid patches.
This episode is a PSA. It's just it's nothing but a PSA.
Yeah.
So I think you have to weigh it on that. Like, well, if it's just is it a good entertaining episode? No.
But I think it might have been more entertaining than Heroes because Heroes was just kind of stuff that happened. I don't know.
This is kind of just stuff that happened too.
It was. I'm having trouble. I don't know. Dead Man Hands, Dreads Mowendel, Hose and Bane Part 2. You're putting it on the same line. Have we done? I don't think we've done that. I don't think we can do that. We got to choose.
Yeah, you're
Bane
right.
Part 2.
I think I'm gonna put it above because of the PSA
Me
rating.
too. Well, I'm putting it above because I had more fun watching it.
What is it? Winning Edge?
The Winning Edge. Yeah. I people are so mad that we didn't like Heroes so much, but you know, it's our podcast.
People have their you should be making your own lists.
Yeah.
And I would love to disagree with you on that list.
Your lists are your own for us to not agree with. Don't worry about it. All right. Well, I do want to know what other people think of The Winning Edge, though. So we're going to go to mail, and then when we come back, I'll tell Brian the name of the next episode, and he has to guess what it's about. It's a fun, silly time.
Fun, silly time?
And here's the mail song.
Joker comes back to life.
That yacht had one small extra yacht put it over.
We dropped
What we drop?
our weekly yacht
Oh yeah, those.
into the comment box. First, there sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're all,
At least I am.
just Dylan Pollock.
Box. If you want to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, you can send a short-ass email or a 60-second voice message to batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on today's episode on the Pod Tower YouTube channel or Spotify. But please do not spoil anything past this episode for Brian. We don't want him to know about
Joker coming back to life.
Blank of the blank. Coming back to life presumes he is not alive.
Yes, we would have seen him if he was alive.
We would have seen him within 8 episodes of the show, right?
Yes.
What do you think? How's he going to return? What's the Joker Beyond story?
It's going to be Bruce going to his tombstone and bringing flowers and stuff, and he's going to be like, the world's not the same without
life.
you. And then he hugs. He's like, I just want to be normal. I want to have a normal life. What does he say when he's crying to his
when he
parents' tombstone?
says in Mask of the Phantasm?
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't count on being happy.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah. He's like, I didn't count on being sad. And then he puts down some spray flowers that little laughing gas comes out of.
Shoot the stuff.
And he walks away. And then you get the classic zombie hand popping up, grabbing him.
shaking.
And then you hear laughter.
But then that was the final episode and the show got canceled. So we never saw it.
No!
This is from TJ's 2265 one. It says, you guys should get Pete Holmes to do a Batman impression saying, "Where is Clayface?" Where's Clayface? Where were the other Clayfaces going?
Jamie, if you can make that happen, can you just ask him to also be on an episode so I can fangirl over him super hard?
Yeah, we should get Pete Holmes on an episode.
Fuck,
somehow.
I'd be so happy.
The DCAU Review podcast says hashtag Dana deserves better on Dead Man's Hand.
Yes.
That was actually a running thing that on their podcast or is about Dana specifically, that she gets treated like shit by Terry all the time and that they should not keep getting back together.
Also,
Yeah.
Man, there's things that as listener, just pull up a chair here. I got something to tell you here. So something happens
Listener Gordon
as you get significantly older. You notice things changing about the world, and they'll change a couple times over. And let me tell you, in 1999, treating a girlfriend well wasn't exactly the norm. It was we were still kind of existing in a men are the superior gender and women are just there to be the pretty things, and I'm afraid to say that was a lot of the outlook of the world, and so it wouldn't be too surprised.
That's our illicit substance.
Although, yeah, oh God, I will say that I've been very impressed and pleased with the progressiveness of this show.
Yeah,
a lot of times over, but shitty,
any of them really, but yeah.
Shitty boyfriend girlfriend dynamic and just getting back together just feels very 90s, and I don't know if it was necessarily the way that they were writing it.
Yeah, it could have just been this was like the 5th episode or something, but the 9th one we watched or 8th one or whatever it is.
Yeah,
but yeah. Lock D says it's D333, and I'm reading it like they're E's. I don't know if that's the intention, but it's what I'm doing. Terry's mom sure is worried about her son, who does not play a sport, taking performance-enhancing drugs. Honestly, it's a missed opportunity to not have Terry go undercover on the school anti-grav high ally team.
You're doing great, Jamie.
I guess. Is it high ally?
High lie.
Why is there an A?
Yes.
Okay.
Why is there an A in the end of South Dakota? Like, it's silent A.
I don't know. Ashley Tutchin, I've always liked this episode. It's one of the ones that always stuck in my memory. As a kid, it seemed so grown up. Now it's just a tale of horny emo teens being horny and emo. Oh, this is Dead Man's Hand.
Yeah.
I've always liked the Royal Flush Gang, though, and I think they deserve more love and adaptations. Egg-laying mammals are called monotremes, by the way, and they're my country's specialty. I'm sitting on an egg right now.
Good job, Ashley.
I believe you. Thanks, Ashley. Yeah.
Always there for
Banana
us.
Man says okay, so that's always good. Always sitting on an egg.
Okay.
Banana Man says sitting on an egg. Wouldn't that be a twist?
That would be a twist. God, I just want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to know. At the end of this podcast, Banana Man,
please.
I don't know. I don't want to like take anything away from you, but like,
please give us something.
I just want to this is art to me at this point, and I love it.
Yeah, it really is. It's like an installation within the podcast.
Yeah.
It's hidden within. Yeah.
And like sometimes you don't get a chance to go to the museum, and other times you pass by, you're like, oh, it's still there and it's still beautiful.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just like, I don't know. I just want to know.
Always lets us know it's okay.
At the end of it all, I would love to have a chat with Banana Man and just be like, just tell me. I just want
guest for final podcast episode.
Fuck, right?
Lanola Cola
says okay.
The 90s, the 90s anti-drug message with the winning edge, aka slappers. What is this, GoldenEye 64? Batman's most dangerous foes yet, a high school gym coach and a doctor. The cliches of the 90s anti-drug message episode was in full display, and I really lost it when it got to Terry's mom thinks he's taking the slappers and punishes him. As a whole, this episode felt 90s hokey in a bad way, in contrast to the winning hand, Dead Man's Hand. Okay, where I felt the teenage romance melodrama was good. No ejected shells from the one drug manufacturer's pistol, and Terry totally killed those two manufacturers with the printing press and the drug dealer via a combo of overdose and explosion, right? That puts his body count to 8. Mr. Fix in Rebirth Part 2, one Rocketeer who crashed into a billboard, and the terrific trio in Heroes, and now these 3 drug dealers. I'll get back to y'all faster than the resolution for Terry's curfew dilemma, till we up again. And remember, if you do slapper, you go to apocalypse. Now, before you die. What? I don't know how do I read this. If you do slapper, you go to. Okay. Anyway, thanks, Lanola.
I'm too stupid to get it.
Yeah, me neither. Me too. I'm too stupid to get it. Yeah, me neither. One for the history books.
Perfect. Put that on the shirt.
Gumhill. I think the ending there was funny to me. I forgot to mention this was, first of all, Terry shows up when he's supposed to, and then Bruce Wayne is in shadow behind him, and it's kind of this weird, like he walks in. Oh, sorry, that Mrs. McGinnis, that was my fault actually. And I almost said I didn't want to ruin the last 30 seconds of the episode, but I almost said like we were having sex at Wayne Manor. Like that took me too long, but then. Ancient
Mrs. McGinnis, have you ever heard of a twink before?
Yeah. Well, your son was doing slappers in my house. And I don't mean the drugs. I think the ending was weird because we know that he could just have like forged that with the back computer or something. So like, right. Terry wasn't, but also even if we don't know he's Batman, as people within this universe, it's like rich man could have paid off the hospital or drug testing facility or whatever. All sorts of different weird things about that scene.
What doctor's office is open at 9 p.m?
At 8:30 or whatever. Yeah. That he could have done that. And his mom just immediately, oh, thank goodness you were telling the truth. Like, I know they need to end the episode, but it was very just like, okay, what convinced you about any of this? But
yeah.
Who knows? This is from Legacy. Whoa. Yopton's log, number 151. 7 logs remain. Oh, my goodness.
Yopton's log, number 151. Today's journey started on a rather positive note, as the sultry tones of Gilbert Gottfried's peaceful voice echoed over the horizon.
My God!
Alas, I still discovered many more instances of slander by the hand of Joe, who so rudely has been tarnishing the name of Mr. Mesotheliomics. It was an odd commentary track to have over an airing of The Truman Show featuring Bizarro, but it did provide for some delightful entertainment as I downed an ice-cold Alaskan shooter every time the commentator slightly misremembered a name. As the program ended, I heard a rattling on the other side of my door, with the death throes of Mr. Fix, and I hastily ran off to hide my Yopton Beyond suit under the bed before he was reborn as Waterman.
Brian's still waiting for Waterman to return. Yeah. Eric LeBeau, The Winning Edge, or Reed in Pee Wee Herman voice. I'm not going to do that.
Wow.
This is Slap. The Winning Edge.
This episode's one of those rare ones for Saturday morning cartoons. Not since we saw an old man having train trauma back in B-Task did we have an episode focusing on drugs. And while it's still pretty good, much like Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, this episode would have only been better if Alpha joined in.
I can quit if I want to. I'm in charge of my life. Wrong! Not if you're on drugs!
But in the end, it was a pretty good return for Bane.
Wrong!
Great. Speaking of, Croc's been trying to pitch me ideas for his big return episode. Fine, let me read the synopsis. Killer Croc returns after 40 years, kidnapping 13 hostages, promising only to release one for every new patron to the Watchtower database. It's up to Terry to convince at least 13 people to donate as little as $1 a month before time runs out. Okay, first off, this is way too long. Second, you're not spoiling the whole plot. And 3, you didn't even establish the motive. Croc should be doing this because once the Patreon hits 200 patrons, James is going to do the long-awaited Will of Canon for if Teen Titans will canon to the Batman.
Wrong!
Until next time, keep calm and yop on.
Thank you.
Can you ask for a better promotion than that?
No, never. I'm just going to play Eric's for the rest of time if he keeps plugging the Patreon.
What is the
secret key?
What is the official count at this point, Jimmy?
It's the same as last week.
Oh,
anyone new this week? Yeah.
Listeners,
they didn't listen to you. Clearly,
it's $1.
Don't we want the video? Come on.
$12 a year.
You can do it.
That's insane. For entertainment?
What do we do but give you everything?
Supporting your local creators? Local if you live in slightly smaller bus, Oregon?
We need to be able to buy more slappers. So please.
Just really itching. Just really want to give a dealer my credit card.
I really want to just hand him my credit card so we can drive away. This is from Neo Gotham Tourism Board, just here to address the local controversy.
Ladies and gentlemen of Gotham, I am beyond disappointed to let you know that I can't advertise the amazing, weird, hover, teenager, lacrosse hand, skin-tight suit, pointy hat competition because of a thing called slappers. And the thing that really annoys me about slappers is these performance-enhancing drugs are coming into our city from elsewhere. You know, back in my day, I used to inject myself with goat steroids from a farmer, but it was a Gotham farmer, damn it. It was one from here. I took pride in my local economy when I injected myself with talking goat steroids that could let me lift a truck. Please, youth of Gotham, respect this city, respect your heritage, and inject local steroids into yourself. Thank you.
Oh,
Batman.
Wow.
That's Purdy right there. He said. This is from Kyle.
Kyle.
Winning edge. If only I could get the winning edge in this tariff situation. Sorry, I'll keep politics out of the Bat-Wagon. The Canadian
Don't
of
you
the podcast
dare.
counting around yet.
Brian, James, hello, friends.
Hello.
The Winning Edge does something that I really appreciate during this rewatch as we're doing it through the controversial Airdate order, and I'm really curious if Brian is enjoying this or not. Slowly, as each episode of Batman Beyond has aired, we get little tidbits? Did I say tippets? It doesn't matter. Of Batman's history and some of the history of his rogues over the however long it's been, 40, 50 years. I always can't remember which one. I want to say it's 40. James
Yes.
will correct me because clearly I definitely would have thought it was the wrong amount of time. Brian, do you like that we're getting these little pieces of information to fill out the quote-unquote timeline? Or would you prefer much more of a focus on Terry? Or do you like the balance that we've had so far? I realize this is now a 3-part question, and I meant for it only to be one. Regardless, love you guys. Have a good one. Yoppie dudes, peace out.
Thank you, guy.
Honestly, I enjoy like the layout. That's not the right word. What's the right word? What am
Sure,
looking
I know.
for?
I think I get it.
Sure. It's I don't know. It's working for me.
Yeah, I mean, they could have gone fully. Every episode is just what's Penguin up to now, kind of shit. But I've also just enjoyed that every once in a while it happens, and when it does, it's kind of either a big deal like Mr. Freeze, or just like you think it's going to be a big deal like this time, but just kidding.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No. I think it's pretty cool. Like I'm glad that we got the like Brucening out of the way in parts 1 and parts 1.5.
yeah. And then we'll get Zombie Joker,
And then Zombie Joker eventually, and then I'll be happy. But no, I think it's like it is establishing itself as its own show, and I think that's hugely important.
Yeah,
because we all know that I hate remakes, and this doesn't feel like a remake. This feels like it's standalone, and that's huge.
And it's like it's sequel-y, but in a way that feels attached and not just like for the sake of make a second one or whatever.
Yeah.
Superman had, like, at least at the beginning, had so few connections to the Batman stuff that we'd already seen. Like, we got like a random comment from Martha Kent, oh, that nut in Gotham City or whatever.
Right.
And stuff like that. They're like, okay, it's in the same universe, but it's not really like attached at all. And I'm obviously a big lover of continuity, and I like the fact that we're, who would have thought this?
Here. What?
And but just the Batman Beyond stuff being like, you could just watch this show and like it, but if you've been Brian watching 150 other episodes first, and then you're like, oh, it's the stuff, it's the things, or whatever. So
it's the stuff,
it's the stuff,
things.
it's the things, it's everything you love. I just wanted to read a quick Dylan comment, Pollock, that just says, you guys are cowards for not making the subtitle Pick Up a Rat's Dick, the new card game that's plaguing the nation. I'm sorry about that. I made it 1 million mammals because that seemed appropriate. Lanola Cola had also said, who would win in a fight, 10,000 maniacs, 4 non-blondes, 99 Luftballoons, or 1 million mammals? What do you think?
Million mammals.
I think the balloons would take it.
Yeah.
Last verse we have Mark Aquino. There's 99 of them, man.
There's 1 million of the mammals.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We played 99 red balloons, whatever,
The
in
English version.
In drum corps. We played like an arrangement of it. It's the same song, whatever. But did you ever meet Bobby, my friend Bobby?
Bobby's Brownies?
Yeah, Bobby's Brownies, Bobby. I don't know if you ever met him, but he had this way about him of just kind of like, wait, what? What's going on? I wasn't paying attention kind of thing. And he would always say, he came on the bus one time trying to like sing the words to the song. And his lyrics, which will always be the lyrics to me now, is 99 red balloons. They are red because they are. If they were blue balloons, the song would be called Blue Balloons. Which is much better than whatever they're saying in Germany.
Wow, that might be. I've had this motivation to get a bunch of like parody versions of songs for karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
And of course,
in
like
prep for a Weird Al in August.
Yeah. So the like top of the top for me, of course, is like memorizing and figuring out how to make the working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
Oh yeah, of course.
Happen, because like the one on YouTube is like a minute shorter and it cuts stuff.
Yeah.
But like that would be a really good one. Or if you just like make up your own lyrics and you do it in that. But like kind of like unenthusiastically, they'd be blue.
Yeah, yeah, they're just not paying attention at all. Mark Aquino, The Winning Edge, or Drugs Are Bad. Okay, I'm Dylan beat you to that. Or Terry feeling real eepy. I came to a realization that I'm pretty sure this isn't an original thought, but here it goes. Batman Beyond is a legacy sequel. Legacy, lots of legacy this episode.
Man.
Before legacy sequels were even a common thing. Think about it. There have been lots of nostalgic revivals and legacy sequels in the past 10 to 15 years. Tron Legacy, the recent Star Wars movies, Cobra Kai, Quantum Leap, etc. And Beyond predates all of those. Like the examples I listed, it too has so far contained its share of returning characters, from callbacks to the previous Batman shows, Mr. Freeze's return in Meltdown, the rundown old Gotham Police headquarters in Shriek, name-dropping Selena Kyle last week, and Old Man Bane in this episode. I have to wonder if these, and the Jokers, Z.
Totally a Legacy.
It's Legacy, this episode, just like us. I guess. I have to wonder if these things would hit more to someone who never watched Beyond, but watched BTAS and TMBA when they were kids. Although, let's face it, if the show had been made today, there'd be people online who would simply write off all these things as nostalgia baiting. I don't know, just something to think about. Maybe.
You know,
everyone's mad about everything now, so it could be. Not like in 1999. Come on.
Yeah, I guess like for me, I think like watching like the live action Avatar, like that's just a nostalgia bomb with like no content behind it, where this is like you get some passing references, which I think more tie it into the universe than it does do it just for the sake of doing it, you know? Like,
well, I mean, I've mentioned like with my sister and with Jessica and I think with Scott Steele, we watched Batman Beyond before any of the rest, because I was like, these people don't really like cartoon superhero shit. Batman Beyond, let's watch that one because it's cool for other reasons. But you know, like everyone knows who Mr. Freeze is. Everyone, you know, all this stuff. Like you're not missing something. You know, like what's happening? I don't get it.
Yeah,
everyone knows Batman was Batman, and then he stopped being Batman immediately. Anyway, Boss Biggest Bear Hugs is the #1 podcast hosts in this here multiverse of ours, Judd Lynn and Balenciaga. Praise to our Lord and Savior Dylan Pollock. Keep up the great work on your own podcast, and remember to tell Gab that she rules. Likewise to all his loyal disciples, all the names, of course, all the awesome sauce listeners of this Yoppie community of ours.
God, that
you're
would
the
be,
absolute best. Don't you ever forget that.
That'd be a good like real under the radar T-shirt, just like white T-shirt, black text, or black T-shirt, white text, and it just says all the names. Period.
All the names. Yeah. Oh, did Kyle send, maybe I don't remember if I talked to him about it on the podcast or not, but the shirt idea that Kyle had for the whiskey bottle, did he send you that?
Oh yeah.
it's a bottle of whiskey and it's the Sprite logo font, but it just says spit.
Yeah.
It's good. I really want it. I think people who don't even listen to the, if you don't know the joke at all, you could still just look at that and be like, yeah, I'm wearing that. It's a bottle of spit. All right, cool.
Oh my.
Bizarro Mark and Scarface heard Brian's feedback on vacations and that he kept mentioning Norway. Scarface texted me saying, and I quote, "Tell Brian we're not going to fucking Norway. The Norse can't be trusted." He did not elaborate any further, and that's probably for the best. I'll leave that to his therapist to decipher. Just yesterday, though, they sent me a postcard from South America, so that solves that, I suppose. Scarface said in the postcard that he wants to find El Dorado and get rich from all that supposedly lost Mayan gold. Will they find it? Well, to quote our beloved Scarloey1, find out next week. Same pee-pee time, same poo-poo channel. Till next week, futuristic smoke bomb. I miss saying that it'll be blown out by a big old whoosh, but we haven't had Superman for a while.
Right.
We have like 6 episodes left or something like that. I don't know.
6 too many.
They're just so scattered. Much like next week's episode is Batman Beyond again, Brian. It's called Spellbound. What's it about?
Spellbound?
Mm-hmm.
I just really want it to be like Terry Like it's no action whatsoever. He is just like
he's in the spelling bee.
He's trying to like
Spell
get
Shui.
his life together outside of being Batman and like find that balance. But he's got this big spelling bee coming up. That's what it is. And then the final word is
Shui in a
shui.
sentence.
Yeah.
Look, I'm on the big screen. Shui or whatever. I think that's what he said. He said it at some point.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
So yeah, Terry and a spelling bee. That's what we're going with.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be some like magician kind of witchy.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
I would. Is it not?
I'm trying to not help you anymore. I'm gonna be. I will say.
Well, where's
I won't
the
say-
fun in that? You're asking me to do
very
an
quick.
impossible thing.
I'm very.
And you're like,
Okay,
well,
you're right,
maybe
you're
I'm
right.
not going to help
Guess
you
the
anymore.
episode by just the title. Yeah. Well, sometimes it's like the episode's called like, Two Faces Back or some shit like that. You're like, oh, I wonder what happens. But like, whenever you guess wrong, I tend to just go like, nope. And when you guess right, I'm like, I don't know, maybe. So now I'm trying to just, I don't know, maybe about everything. It's not a magic guy. And it's not a spelling bee.
Okay, so then what? Spellbound, just as in captivated?
Kinda, yeah.
Is this a... Oh, that's kind of magic-y, though. I was going to say someone who can, like, put you in, like, a trance or something, like, do, like, a mind control kind of thing. But that's magic-y.
But it's future, so it's not magic.
Future magic. Oh, yeah.
Slamming. Spellbound. You're on the right track, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I kind of like that. I like the like wordplay-ishness of it, but like if it's just like Spellbound is it a magic person, we'll find out, and that's it. Like that's not that's. I don't know, listener.
that's
Is that
fine.
what you want to
I'm
hear?
helping.
Is that
I'm
what you
helping
want?
you.
You want me to struggle and be wrong, and that's
No,
just
I want
it?
you to. I want
Brian
you to.
Fails, the podcast.
I want
You
to
heard
give
it
me a
here
new-
first.
I want you to give me a new Joker's reappearance prediction every time. We'll see which one is closest when he finally shows up, or maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
Fuck! Is this better not be like a Mad Hatter callback?
It's not. No.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll give you that. It's adjacent to what he would do. Wink. But
because it's the future.
But it's better.
Okay.
Because Mad Hatter sucks. Anyway, that's the show, everybody. Please give us a follow or subscribe. Did we wake up over the course of the episode?
You tell us.
Wherever you may be listening to this. Yeah, tell us in a 5-star review if we were asleep or not. On your podcast.
5-star review. They
5
woke
stars.
up.
They weren't asleep. Yeah. You'll people read that. Okay, I hope they did. Yeah. You'll damn well hear it right on the show. Thank you to everyone. Well, I'll read that for sure if it's there. Thank you to everyone listed in the description for their musical themes and help in making this podcast as yoppy as it can be. Go check out their stuff. And thank you, of course, to you, the listener, for listening.
Listener,
and
thank
not falling
you
asleep.
for listening. You know what? It's kind of late because it's the end of the episode, but like,
yeah,
spring is like pretty much here in the PNW.
It's been nice outside.
It's been very nice outside. Went for another 15-mile bike ride today, Jamie.
Damn,
Watch out.
today?
Yeah.
Wow. You did that like 2 days ago also.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
You should, you know what? Like,
Listen to the podcast while biking 15 miles and not sleeping.
I would never encourage someone to bicycle with like headphones on for safety's sake. But like,
I did that going to school every day when I lived in Big Bus and didn't get hit by a car.
Which is
there you go.
A miracle. But I would say like, man, what if you listen to the podcast like while going for a walk?
Naked.
Maybe you clip
going for a walk.
this and put it at the very beginning of the episode, and it just says, hey, maybe listen to this episode while going for a walk if the weather is nice.
Can I get you to say that in a like hello kind of upbeat style to me to just paste there, and then it'll make sense an hour and a half later?
Hey, listener! Maybe, I'm awake by the way, maybe it's nice outside. And if it's nice outside, you should go out for a walk and listen to the podcast. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, it is what I want. And I'll just put that again in the start. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Well, again is now, but for me, again will be, you know what I'm saying. Thank you and goodbye, Brian.
But like, take it It's seriously though, like
do that
because that's a good idea, right? Like just nature.
I've been outside more. I wore shorts 2 days in a row.
I'm wearing shorts right
Holy
now.
Shit. I'm not.
Wow.
I should be.
You should be. Show off those legs.
Joe and I both wore a white t-shirt or a white shirt and shorts yesterday. And we were, he had a button up. I had a t-shirt. He had cargo shorts. I had not cargo shorts. Someone asked if we had planned our outfits. And I said, no, because they're not the same.
You said yes. And then you started making out. And then the Yowie comic just went on from there.
And it was
big glittery eyes.
Trying to bring it back. What was the meme we were doing earlier this episode about kissing? I forgot already.
Meat?
Meat. There we go. Bringing it back. It's the meat where you meet. You get it. I think you get it by now. Goodbye. Please leave. See you next week for future Mad Hatter or somebody.
Love you, listener. I love you more than Jamie.
I love specifically Legacy, who's been mentioned this episode per capita more than any other, I think.
Maybe more than Kyle.
Just fine.
Whoa.
More than Kyle. That's incredible.
I don't know. It's catching up.
Kyle.
Kyle.
It doesn't sound like Kyle at all.
He's late, isn't he? What are you gonna do to him?
Not as much as I'll do to you if you don't get back in bed.
Hi, I know I'm late, but you're not gonna be mad.
Oh, no?
My fault entirely, Mrs. McGinnis. I thought we'd drop by the clinic and get those test results tonight.
He's clean. You told the truth. Oh, this is such a relief.
Didn't mean to scare you, Mom.
Tonight we have a real sports roundup for you folks. 3 Hamilton Hill High School athletes were arrested last night, charged with using slappers. Although their coach denies any involvement, he's been given a timeout from teaching, pending an investigation.
I don't believe it. Why would he allow that to go on?
He wanted to win at any cost. So he looked the other way. Right, Terry?
Terry?
It's all right. He's had a busy night.
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted and edited by yours truly, James Strecker, and co-hosted by yours Briley, Brian Maneely. This podcast is brought to you by the Watchtower Database, your one-stop shop for all things DC Animated Universe. To send us a Yoppie beverage, nab some sick show merch, or support us on Patreon, you can visit the links in today's show notes. And thank you very much. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice and follow us wherever you listen to never miss a new show. And we'll see you next episode, same PP time, same poo-poo channel.